שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
That's all we're doing?
And then like closing blessing, and then we'll keep going. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Because I've got it. If you have the whole list this week, if you can give me that. Look at what weird things this is doing.
Oh, okay. Now, let's try this way.
There you go, on the green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the green. Or, you try it. What did you push there?
I don't know. Let's try
X.
closing it out
Yes.
and then opening it up.
That seems so like a green button. There you go.
Okay.
Now, just like a tip, why don't we try, because we cannot get the airdrop, because it didn't work last time. So in general, airdrop, you just like, okay, open 10 minutes for anyone. I'm gonna send it to you.
on the screen, Adonai, love me. Adonai, love me. Adonai, love me. Adonai, love me. Please love me. Adonai, Adonai, guide me. Adonai, guide me. Adonai, guide me. Adonai, guide me. Please guide me. Adonai, Adonai, hold me. Adonai, hold me. Adonai, hold me. Adonai, hold me. Please hold me. Adonai, back to love. Adonai, love me. Adonai, love me. Adonai, love me. Please love me. Adonai.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I am Rabbi Paul Cohen. This is not Cantor Mendelsohn. This is Rabbi Rachel Heaps. Cantor Mendelsohn and members of our adult choir are involved in a choir exchange there at Oak Park Temple. The members of Oak Park Temple's choir were with us a couple of weeks ago, and so we are now reciprocating. So we want to welcome you, along with Fred and Marianne and Isaac and Vicky, who jumped in as usher this evening. Vicky is usually our usher du jour on Shabbat morning. Thank you for taking on the extra duty tonight. Welcome all. As we are about to enter into worship together, for those who are participating in our digital worship this evening, we invite you to share messages of Shabbat Shalom to one another. For those who are present here in our chapel this evening, we invite you to turn to the people next to you, in front of you, behind you, across the aisle from you, and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. If you don't know who they are, please introduce yourselves to them. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Do I need to introduce myself? I'm always there.
And that I wasn't Cantor Mendelsohn or Rabbi Rachel Heaps. So just to make sure. So we are going to continue our worship together with the kindling of the Sabbath candles and the kiddush, the blessing over the Sabbath wine, in this case, grape juice. And to help us, we invite our bar mitzvah to be, Braden and his family, to come forward to lead us in these blessings on page 2 and page 5 in your siddur, in your prayer books. I scared you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just trying to give you a fair warning on these trick candles that are the opposite of what you would expect. I didn't warn you about the matches. Just hold it a little bit longer than you would expect. There you go. I think it's. You got it. See, I wasn't exaggerating. You got it.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Yeah. Fill it up as much as you want. Perfect.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Oh, pour it in here. Gotta watch the magic happen.
Kiddush fountain. Yeah, it's not a perfect fountain. It's a little bit of an imperfect. There you go, sir. Thank you. A little kiddush for everybody. There you go. There we go. Not only do we have the opportunity this evening to welcome Shabbat and to celebrate in anticipation of Braden becoming a bar mitzvah, as he's called to the Torah tomorrow morning, but we have the opportunity to celebrate a very special milestone wedding anniversary. Patty and Shelley, if you'll come forward, they are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. We are just so pleased to be able to celebrate with the two of you here in our community. And 50 years of shared life is no small achievement. In a world that can often feel hurried and fractured, 50 years speaks of commitment, patience, laughter, forgiveness, resilience, and love, renewed again and again through the seasons of life. The Torah portions we read this week remind us about covenant, about building lives rooted deeply enough to endure, flourish, and bless others. In the Torah portion Behar, the first of the two Torah portions, we are taught that holiness is created not only in grand moments, but through steady acts of care and responsibility. And in Bechukotai, the second of the two Torah portions for this week, we are reminded that blessing unfolds when we walk together with faithfulness and purpose. For nearly 40 years, Patty and Shelley, you have helped weave the fabric of this sacred community at Temple Jeremiah. Shelley, through his generous volunteer service of late in our office, has quietly embodied the midah of nidivut lev, generosity of heart. Patty, through your life's work as a physical therapist, you have brought healing, strength, and dignity to so many. Together, each in your own way, you have devoted your lives to helping others stand a little steadier, feel a little stronger, and know they are cared for. And perhaps that is one of the deepest meanings of marriage itself. Over 50 years, two souls become companions in healing. They help one another rise after disappointment, steady one another through uncertainty, and celebrate life's joys with gratitude and humility. On this Shabbat, surrounded by community and love, we offer this blessing. May the Holy One continue to bless you with health, joy, tenderness, and peace. May the love that has carried you through these 50 years continue to deepen in wisdom and sweetness. May your home remain filled with laughter, kindness, and the blessing of connection. May your children, family, friends, and this congregation continue to be inspired by the beautiful life you have built together. May you go from strength to strength, in Hebrew, michayil lechayil, embraced by gratitude for all that has been and hope for all that is still to come. And may this year be one of great blessing, health, and happiness, but just a taste of the wonderful years yet to come. May we be privileged to celebrate them together. And to this, let us all say, Amen. Now, in these special moments, we are given words to express our gratitude to God for this moment and for every sacred moment in our lives. The words of the Shechianu, which appear right on the screen behind us, and we invite you to join together.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
The Hebrew word for angel is a malach, and a better translation is of a messenger. And we recognize that each of us has the potential to be a messenger of God's presence, of God's love in each other's lives, in our lives, in the life of our community. As we welcome Shabbat, we welcome these angels, these messengers that surround us in each and every moment. Shalom Aleichem, messengers of peace, we welcome you, and wholeness and blessing, page 24 in your prayer books. Please join together with us.
Shalom
Aleichem, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem, Boachem, Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Baruchuni.
Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Tzedchem, Tzedchem
Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We move from these introductory prayers and readings to the next section of our worship, the Shema and its blessings, and we do so with a bit of a musical meditation by Nefesh Mountain. They're going to be here at our congregation at the end of the month, May 29th, in just 3 weeks. Wow, in just 3 weeks. And so we have been listening to and practicing some of their melodies. This version of Baruch Hu, you'll see the words on the slide above our heads. I invite you to rise as you are able.
I want to hear somebody pray.
I want to hear somebody pray down in the valley and over yonder.
I want to hear somebody pray. I want to hear somebody's song. I want to hear somebody's song.
I want to hear somebody's song down in the valley somebody dance. I want to see somebody dance down in the valley and over yonder. I want to see somebody dance. Feel somebody's love. I want to feel somebody's love. I want to feel somebody's love down in the valley and over yonder. I want to feel somebody's love. Hear somebody pray. I want to hear somebody pray. I want to hear somebody pray down in the valley and over yonder. I want to hear somebody pray. I want to feel somebody's love. I want to see somebody dance. I want to hear somebody's song. I want to hear somebody pray. We continue with our declaration of faith, the Shema, page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Yaelai, 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 Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Va'ed. Yaelai, 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 Page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם המזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We continue on page 44 with the singing of Vishamru.
Vishamru Bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת.
We continue now on page 46 with the Amidah. We invite Braden to come forward and to help lead us in these blessings that begin on 46, continue on 48, and on page 50.
Adonai sefatitita ufia gitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גבולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רק להושיע. מוריד הטל, מקלקל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה מלמד ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
Please be seated. We invite you to take these next few moments for the prayers not necessarily found written in our prayer books, but the prayers that we can each find written in our hearts in this moment of silent reflection.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim
We continue responsively with a prayer for the state, for the people, for the land of Israel, responsively from the screens above. Ribono Shel Olam, sovereign of the universe, source of life and breath, we lift our hearts to you.
Spread over the land of Israel a shelter of peace, a sukkot shalom for all who dwell there.
Strengthen the people of Israel, the soldiers who keep watch, the families who wait, the children who long for safety.
Grant wisdom and courage to those entrusted with leadership. Guide their decisions toward restraint and toward life.
Healer of the brokenhearted, be near to the wounded. Comfort those who mourn. Protect those in danger.
Remember the innocent, Israelis and Palestinians alike, families and children caught in the fires of war.
God of Abraham and Sarah, God of Hagar and Ishmael, teach our hearts to see your image in every face.
May the one who makes peace in the high heavens, Oseh Shalom B'Momav, bring peace to Israel, to the land, and peace to all the world.
And together we say,
Amen.
Amen. And we continue responsively with a prayer for our country. Every inch of America is sacred from sea to shining sea. There is much to be done in our time, the sort of hard work on which God smiles, because it is done for the sake of the dignity and well-being of all God's creatures.
Together, let us work to preserve and make manifest the values upon which our democracy was founded.
The task of all people of faith is to call governing authorities to fulfill God's purpose of bringing about justice, mercy, and peace.
Individually and as a nation, may we heed our obligations to each other as we navigate the tensions of building a just society.
Rather than a politics of divisiveness, may we move our country toward a politics of empathy.
May we use our power well, so we do great things for all God's creatures, all those made in God's image who yearn for an equal place at America's table.
If we do all this, may grace and peace be ours in abundance. May we be a beacon, a blessing to the world. And together let us say, Amen. We continue with a prayer of healing, a healing of body, a healing of spirit for family, for members of our community. It may even be we ourselves who are in need of such healing in this moment. For those who are participating digitally in our worship this evening, we invite you to share the names of the people that you are thinking of in this moment who are in need of healing. And for those present here in the chapel, if there are names that you wish to share, I invite you to stand as you are able and share the names of the people that you are especially thinking of in this moment. Bye-bye. As a community, we are especially thinking of Margie Amster, Norman Block, Judy Caldwell, John Cherry, Sorara Corva, Bob Davis, Nella Davis, Leachana Bat Rachel, Lila and Aaron Eckel, Jeremy Fierstein, Barry Fidlow, Arnie Fishbane, Carol Fishbane, Robbie Gerson, Andrea Gordon, Erica Ruby, Justin Kaufman, Jim Clapman, David Levinson, Aleb Liebnick, David Levy, Michelle Levy, Samuel Magid, Daniel Mendelson, Daryl Novick, Ronald Rubin, Lee Saldinger, Trish Salk, James Solicharovsky, Larry Stern, Julie Weinberg, Patricia Weinfuss, Estelle Weiss, Mark Weiss, Rick Wolf, and Julian Zaks, Zissa Malka Bat Meir Lev Vipessel, and Michael Zinn. We continue with the prayer for healing, beginning on page 253. Please join together with us. Many of us are familiar with the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's a story of a scientist who develops a formula that releases this evil, dark side of himself. And he is normally, as Dr. Jekyll, a very calm, very composed, very rational human. And when Mr. Hyde takes over, he turns into a raging and menacing lunatic. Sometimes I feel like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This happened just the other day, actually. I was on my way downtown to a meeting of the Chicago Area Reform rabbis down at Temple Sholem on Lakeshore Drive. I had to get there from Deerfield in the morning. And it seems that somehow there is a beacon on my car that telegraphs to everyone that I am driving and that everyone should do everything within their power to get in my way, to not use their turn signal, to cut me off and then slow down, right? To drive erratically. It was amazing. And it happened, and I found myself turning into the worst version of Paul Cohen, the Mr. Hyde version, if you will, this raging lunatic. I got down in time, and I was able to calm down and return to my normal Dr. Jekyll self. And I had a meeting later on that evening with a couple, and they had misunderstood, and they had signed up too early, and they were talking about how their day had just been so stressful and so rushed, and how calming my presence was, even though it was on Zoom. And I thought to myself, this is very interesting, that this morning I was a raging lunatic that I would not want to be around, and that by the evening, I had become a very calming and restful kind of presence for this couple. And I'm thinking about the world in which we are living right now. And I would venture to say, well, it might not have been as extreme as I experienced it, that you have found yourself in situations where you were experiencing the, as it were, Mr. Hyde side of your personality, and struggling to get back to that Dr. Jekyll, that true version, that better version of yourself. There are moments when the world feels as though it is absolutely trembling beneath our feet. We feel it in the wars that dominate our headlines and burden our hearts. We feel it in the sharp rise of anti-Semitism that has left so many of us anxious and feeling quite vulnerable. We feel it in the polarization that fractures families, friendships, campuses, communities, and even the Jewish world itself. Many people are carrying a quiet exhaustion, a spiritual fatigue born from living too long in a state of tension and alarm. I think that has contributed more and more to the Mr. Hyde in me coming out into the world. Into such a moment comes the first of our two Torah portions, or the second of our two Torah portions, Bechukotai. At first glance, it is not an easy Torah portion. It contains the tochacha, the long section of warnings and consequences describing what happens when societies lose their moral center, when fear overtakes compassion, when people become disconnected from covenant, from responsibility, and from one another. And honestly, parts of it feel painfully contemporary. The Torah describes a world where people no longer feel safe, where anxiety becomes constant, where relationships fray, where cruelty and indifference spread. It is difficult to read these verses and not hear echoes of our own time. But the deepest message of Bechukotai is not despair. The deepest message is that collapse is never the end of the story. At the very end of the portion, after all the fear and devastation, the Torah offers a remarkable promise. Yet even then, God says, I will not reject them nor destroy them utterly, breaking my covenant with them. The covenant bends, but it does not break. The teaching reminds me of the powerful words of the Hasidic master Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav. He says, Ein shum yeush ba'olam klal. There is no such thing as despair in the world at all. Rabbi Nachman understood that despair itself can become spiritually paralyzing. Once a person believes nothing can change, the soul begins to close in on itself. Hope diminishes, compassion weakens. Fear takes over. And perhaps that is why Rabbi Nachman taught another line that has echoed through the generations, a piece that oftentimes we sing as a part of our religious education and sometimes even as a part of our worship. Kol ha'olam kulo gesher tsar me'od, v'ha'ikar lo lefached klal. The whole world is a very narrow bridge, and the essential thing is not to be overcome with fear. How relevant these words feel today. The world itself can feel like a narrow bridge right now. So much uncertainty, so much anger, so much vulnerability, so much grief. And yet Rabbi Nachman does not say the bridge is wide and secure. He does not deny danger or uncertainty. He acknowledges how precarious life can feel. But he insists that fear must not become the force that defines us. Because fear narrows the soul. Fear causes us to see one another as enemies instead of human beings. Fear convinces us to retreat from one another. Fear tempts us towards cynicism, bitterness, and hopelessness. And so Rabbi Nachman offered not only teachings about hope, but spiritual practices for surviving difficult times. One of his most important practices was called hitbodedut, secluded personal prayer and reflection. Rabbi Nachman encouraged people to step away from the noise of the world and speak honestly with God in their own words, as one would speak with a trusted friend. Not polished prayer, not perfect theology, just honesty. Bring your fear, bring your confusion, bring your anger, bring your heartbreak. In many ways, hitbodedut feels especially necessary in our age of constant distraction and relentless noise. We live surrounded by notifications, headlines, arguments, and endless commentary. Our souls rarely have space to breathe. Rabbi Nachman understood that a person cannot remain spiritually grounded without moments of quiet reflection. Musar teaches something similar. Without cheshbon hanefesh, without examining the soul, we become reactive instead of reflective. We lose our center. We begin living entirely from fear and urgency. So perhaps Bechukotai is inviting us toward precisely the opposite. Not withdrawal from the world, but deeper rootedness within it. The portion begins, Im Bechukotai telechu, if you walk in my statutes. The rabbi notices that the Torah does not merely say, if you believe, but if you walk. Judaism is not asking for passive belief. It asks for spiritual movement. Keep walking. Keep choosing. Keep repairing. Keep showing up for one another. In Musar language, Bechukotai becomes a call to cultivate the midot, the spiritual attributes our world most desperately needs. Anava, humility. So we stop assuming only we possess the truth. Savlanut, patience. So we can carry difficult conversations without immediately breaking apart. Achrayut, responsibility. So we do not surrender the moral work to someone else. And emunah, the refusal to give up on the possibility of healing. Right now, Many people are spiritually exhausted. I know, I feel it. Many Jews are frightened. I am frightened. Many communities are fractured. Many souls feel bruised by the relentlessness of this moment. And still, the Torah says, walk forward. Still, Rabbi Nachman says, do not despair. Still, our tradition teaches the soul retains the capacity for renewal. Perhaps the great spiritual challenge of this moment is learning how to walk the narrow bridge without allowing fear to consume us. To stay soft-hearted in a hard world, to remain connected when fragmentation surrounds us, to create moments of stillness and reflection amid constant noise, to believe that repair remains possible even when brokenness feels overwhelming. And perhaps in an age so shaped by fear, simply refusing despair has itself become a sacred act. May this moment find us walking together, walking through the noise into repair and into healing for this Shabbat and for every Shabbat forward. And to this let us say, Amen. In this period of time between our celebration of Passover and our observance of Shavuot, we have this period called the Omer, the counting of the Omer, where we count up 7 weeks, 49 days to the 50th day, when we will celebrate the receiving and the giving of the Torah. Each day we are told to add to this count, counting up rather than counting down, counting in anticipation, being able to relive that sacred and awesome moment when we encountered God at Mountain. We have this moment of memory to call forward the lives that we have loved, the lives that have touched us, the lives have made us understand that it's not just about counting days, but making days count. For those who are participating in our digital worship this evening, we invite you to share the names of loved ones that you are remembering in this moment. And for those present here in our chapel, if it is your custom to do so, I invite you to rise as I share the name of your loved one. We remember the most recent passing of Sandra Slater, cousin of Joyce Suchland. And we also call forward the names of those recently departed: Jerry Litsky, Jeff Sanders, Franklin Wolf, Andy Wolpa, and Erwin Tragot. We call forward into our hearts and thoughts and prayers the countless civilians killed this week, caught in the crossfire of war and terror and violence. And the following yahrzeit occurred this past week: Annette Agatstein, David Apter, Julius Robert Atkins, Isidore Baron-Holtz, Barbara Baum, Abraham Bauman, Elaine Block, Gary Bricker, Norma Brown, Dina Cohen, Benjamin Crane, Linda Essrig, Lana Feldman, Frederick Finn, Annette Forbes, Abraham Frum, Suzanne Gertz, Deborah Gluskin, Marvin Goldsher, Margie Gordon, Mark Green, Helen Greenberg, Evelyn Heaps, David Hirsch, Stanford Stash Jacobson, William Kahan, Leonard Kahan, Judith Kamen, Elizabeth Haig Kearns, Lillian Klein, Isaac Kogan, David Kost, Leonard Kozak, Gillian Krieger, Cyril Kurtz, Ruth Libashin, Sarah Libashin, Ina Clarice Lander, Sidney Lieberman, Daniel Marcus, Kim Mendel, Shelley Mishulam, Ruth Newman, Eva Phillips, Helene Pine, Ruth Kost-Polikoff, Francis Posner, Richard Rhodes, Sigmund Rieger, Stephen Ross, Betty Rothbind, Merle Rufa, Morris Schreibman, Linda Schubert, Harry Sillins, Jack Slade, Mitchell Slotnick, Elsie Torf, Linda Tracy, George Valley, Agatha Wexler, and Gary Zussman. Are there other names that we are remembering in this moment? Zichronam livracha, may the memory of the righteous always be for a blessing. Together as one family, we turn to page 294, rising as we are able for Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mvarach leolam olmei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal, shmei dekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'yimeru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort to all who are bereaved among us. And together let us say, Amen. Please be seated.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My name's Babette Sanders, and I'm a member of the Board of Directors here at Temple Jeremiah. Mazel Tov, Braden, and your whole family, and it's so wonderful to see so many of you here to help support Braden and to share all in your love. And I promised I'd keep my comments brief because I know there's a dinner coming after. Just a few things, and to Shelley and Patty, Mazel Tov. It's wonderful, Patty, to think that I've known you for most of those 50 years. So I don't know how that could be if we were only 40, but nonetheless, so it's been wonderful. Just a few things that I wanted to remind you of. And first of all, thank you to the rabbis, Marianne, Fred, I don't want to forget that. But just two things to remind you. Tomorrow at 5:30 is confirmation. Mazel Tov to the confirmants and their families, and to their commitment to continuing their Jewish education through confirmation. It's wonderful. And this Wednesday at 7 p.m., Dr. Alan Marinas, did I say that correctly? Okay. Who is the founder of the Musar Institute, will be speaking here and discussing his new book, The Shabbat Effect. There are lots of other exciting events coming over the next month to celebrate our wonderful rabbi, other family events. So please look at your Thursday email or go to our website if that's easier for you to get a better sense and a listing of all of the events coming. So Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. On page 340, you'll find the words to Hine Ma Tov, our closing song. Please rise and remain standing for our closing blessing. Bruchim ayinu b'voenu, bruchim nihiyeh b'tzeitenu. Blessed are we as we gather together to welcome Shabbat. Blessed may we be from this time and always. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
We won't get to play together tomorrow, but I'll see you tomorrow.